Hello and welcome, my name is John Valentine, and in this course I will be talking about using the feature of Instagram guides in order to build brand awareness and drive your sales through Instagram. So first of all, I'm going to be talking about these topics. So as you can see on screen on red, I'm going to be talking about, so first of all I'm going to be breaking down how IG guides actually work. Next, I'm going to be talking about how it helps with brand awareness, then engagement, and then finally talking more about the conversions that you can get from guides. And at the very end, I'm going to give a summary and a breakdown and a little more tips and tricks. So make sure to stick around until the end for all of that. But yeah, that's basically going to be it for this intro. Thank you so much for joining me today, and let's not waste any more time and get right into this first topic. So how exactly do Instagram guides work? Well, Instagram guides, first of all, are one of Instagram's newer features, newer, bigger features. It launched last year in November 2020, and basically it's also located in the new post option. So if you're not even familiar or don't even know exactly what IG guides are, just go on your Instagram app or something, or website, and go to the posting options, and then if you click on new post option, it should pop up and you should be able to see guides. And basically, guides are a curation of posts along with extra commentary. So think of almost like Twitter threads, where you can have multiple tweets, all in one thread, and then have pictures and stuff like that. That's similar to that, but it's basically almost like one post with an amalgamation of all kinds of text and commentary that you can add. So you can create a guide, and then you can add 3 of your posts or other people's posts, and then you can add your personal text and more commentary and description on each of those posts. So it's almost like a collection of various posts that you can gather with extra text that you can, or you don't have to add even more text, but that way you can order different posts and stuff like that into one guide. So let's say you have 10 posts about digital marketing, or about let's say about Instagram marketing in general, and you have 10 different posts, and you want to create a full guide that people can click on. They can click on that guide, and then you can put all your 10 posts related to Instagram marketing in that guide. So that's basically how they work. And there are 3 options in guides. So first of all, you can do places. So you can recommend places in your city and beyond, of course, anywhere in the world. You can basically put destinations of maps on there. So this is great for restaurants, or for like a travel account that wants to create guides on the best restaurants in New York City, the best restaurants in Mexico, the best restaurants in Los Angeles, whatever. And then they can create these guides along with all these different places that they can add. Second of all, there's products. So you can recommend your favorite products. So using the Instagram shopping option, you can add products that you added through the shop, and you can add these together. So you can create collections if you're an online shop and stuff like that, but I'll be breaking them down more further. And then posts, finally, these are basically what I said before. Just in general, these are recommended posts that you created or saved, so you can have saved posts from other people as well. So these can be any kind of posts that you can that are on Instagram, and you can put in a guide. So yeah, these are great for step-by-step guides, tips and tricks, or just even content expansion. If you have maybe some travel photos from last year, you can gather them in the guide and then give them more behind the scenes, like, oh, the story behind this photo is actually that 10 seconds before I took this photo, somebody stole my wallet. Whatever it is, you can create more content around existing posts already. So there's a lot more, but we'll be going a little bit more in depth on each of these. So using Instagram guides in order to drive brand awareness, well, you can use, for example, the posts format and then expand on your content. So as I teased on before, they are great for using your posts and creating more context and a little bit more deeper details around them, or just creating posts and then gathering them in a collection or a guide, so they're not forgotten. So they're great for using your products, great for giving a company deep dive. Another great example would be to break down your team or division. Let's say you are a startup and you have 6 team members. You can create a guide of Meet Our Team, and you have 6 different posts introducing each of your team members. So they are individual posts of a photo of your team member, this HR person. You give a little profile on them, and then you can create a guide of our team, and then you can have all those 6 posts that you created, introducing each of your members, but you have them all in one place in one guide, so that if you have in 3 months, if people go on your feed, those introductions of your team aren't just disappeared somewhere down in your feed, but people can access them easily in the guides option. Click on my team, and then there it is. So there's really a bunch of different ways that you can use these. You can have about me's, you can have your values and your goals. So similar to story highlights that can stick around like that, they have an extra tab. If you go on your profile and you have created guides, you will see it there. First you have posts, then you have reels, you have IGTV videos, and then you can also have those guides. So they do have their own tab, and again, you can create any kinds of content that could help your brand awareness, and whatever it is about me, your values, your goals. You can document your journey. You can set milestones. You can hold milestones. You can say our first year as a startup and stuff like that. So you can use them. Like story highlights are more just stories, but these guides allow you to sort of go way deeper and give more text and have people read them through, almost like mini blog posts and mini publishing. So they're a great way to not just expand on your content, but you can also think ahead on how you will be able to use the posts that you use in a guide. So you think, okay, I'm going to post these 6 profiles about our team members, and then I'm going to put them in a guide. And using that can really help with your brand awareness, because it can really help with the overall content and a little bit more of a deep dive of your content, and people reading more about who you are as a company and who you are as a brand. So they can also help your engagement in all sorts of ways. As I said with the guides, you can spotlight a series of posts, and so that they don't disappear into your feed. And if you post it 6 months from now, you've posted 100 other photos. So people will not just see whatever is that you're currently uploading, but if you have them in a guide, they're much more accessible, especially if you save them and you don't do too many guides. If you do 100 guides, of course they're going to disappear as well. But if you have guides here and there, and create them with specific series of posts, then people will be able to engage with those even later on. So if people follow you 4 weeks or 3 months after you posted that specific picture or video, whatever it is, but you put it in a guide, people will be able to look at the guide and engage with posts that have previously been there that would have just disappeared, and nobody really would have interacted with it anymore, because as you know, on Instagram it kind of disappears down the feed, and it's not as current and stuff like that, like YouTube videos or anything like that. So it can really bring new traffic to old posts, and it can bring together visuals and old posts with more context. So if maybe people saw those posts even, and then when you create a guide, they can get more details on that post. They're like, oh, I remember that post, but I didn't know that whatever this happened, because you gave more details and more context surrounding those posts. So you can also use all those to create a guide and then have a clear call to action at the end. So like again, introducing your team members, and then it can be like, check out our website for more info, or you can do a product spotlights of products and whatever that you're launching, and then you can be like, oh, if you want to check out this product, just click here and stuff like that, go to our website. So creating that can drive engagement, not just for your posts, but also in your sales, and having a call to action will help facilitate that. So looking at how conversions work with guides, well, they can help give you direct conversions, especially if you use the product format. So you can curate your products available from an Instagram shop that you created, or from another Instagram shop, and you can add extra context or commentary to your shoppable products on Instagram. So obviously set up your Instagram shop first, add your products and everything, and then you can really curate them into collections. So if you have them on your website in collections, most likely you can recreate that on Instagram. So sometimes it's not as easy to show off all those products in a way where they sort of belong to each other. So if it's all t-shirts, you can create a guide on our current t-shirts. If you have sweatshirts, you can do a guide on your current sweatshirts, on your accessories, on your socks, or whatever it is. You can all put them into guides, and then add all the different posts and products that you have added on your Instagram shop and on your posts as well. And you can not only do that, but you can even give more context if that's what you're willing to do. If you're not, then that's fine too. You can just curate sort of guides, and you can curate them into whole collections, and you can use this with all kinds of products, of course. And what you can also do is, a great way to do is testimonials or customer reviews. So you can curate stories from your customers. So let's say you have a bracelet that you sell. You can create a guide on feedback of your bracelet. You can post that bracelet product, and then you can use testimonials that you got or quotes from your customers and reviews And you can add text, and you can just put those reviews in there as well. So you can say, this is what our customers think, and then you can add the brand, you can add the bracelet, and then you can add 5 reviews of your customers and stuff like that. So that helps with social proof, and then helps to drive conversions, because good reviews will always help with your product. So you can do a lot with testimonials, and you can do a lot with these conversions, with these guides to drive conversions. So it's definitely a great way to really implement that. Another thing you can do is you can create event booklets. For example, if you're running, let's say you sell bracelets and necklaces and rings or whatever, you can create Christmas guides. Around Christmas time, you can create a full Christmas collection, or you can do a Valentine's Day collection or a summer collection. You can really use these guides to your advantage in order to show off these products in a great way, in order to drive conversion, because sometimes posts don't give you enough space, or even if you do have great posts, they can sometimes again disappear. So if you post something about Christmas on November 15, if you are a regular poster and you post every day or every other day, by the time December 15 comes around a month later, it might have been already way disappeared down your feed. But if you go to your guides, and the first guide that they see is our Christmas collection, well, that can definitely sometimes help illuminate your products and give them more spotlight, and again, therefore drive conversions. So definitely a great way to do that. So definitely something to consider implementing into your content strategy. So finishing up and summarizing some of the content that I talked about here. First of all, guides can be shared like normal posts. Basically, like story highlights, they stay in the guides tab forever. You can use them for brand awareness, you can use them to drive engagement, you can use them to drive conversions, and the best way to use them is to identify your potential use. So think about what you would want to show off in a collection, in a guide, tips and tricks, your products, places, whatever it is that you're doing. Identify what you could have, and then really try to use them, because guides are a great feature that you can utilize for all the different things that I talked about in this class. So you can ask yourself, what do I want my customers to know more about? Is it your values? Is it your goals? Is it your team members? Is it your products? Is it more context on certain posts? Do you want to highlight certain posts? Do you want to drive more engagement on certain posts? So definitely try to think about that in a critical way in order to try and find a use for your guides. So yeah, that's basically going to be it for this course. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do have some great news. I am now publishing a weekly newsletter, so if you're interested in that, in digital marketing, social media, tips and tricks, breaking news, and everything published every week, readable in 5 minutes, definitely sign up for that. The link is in my bio, or you can go to tinyurl.com/weeklyval and sign up with your email. But yeah, that's basically going to be it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you in the next course. Goodbye.